Hey, what's up, everyone? I am Mike, aka Eureka22422, and welcome to my YouTube. I will be recording a video with Doomsday content every Thursday. So, like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you're interested in seeing my weekly videos so you don't miss them. I am going to dabble into different versions of Doomsday and really just go through kind of playing leagues with lists that I am playing currently or that I'm exploring. Also, there will be a link below to my Patreon. Feel free to go check that out with additional content such as sideboard maps that I keep updated, challenges, tournaments I'm playing, targeted testing towards specific matchups, and just overall information on Doomsday if you're looking to level up your game. Really excited to be extending this journey and continuing to make some awesome content. And feel free to leave comments below with any feedback you have to help me keep improving. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm going to record my YouTube video for this week, and I'm going to play with a 4-color tempo Doomsday deck that was popularized by Wakame last year. I didn't make many changes. I just grabbed an old list. I did put in 2 Dothies instead of the Spell Bombs. Since Reanimator is less popular, I think that Dothie's more robust against Oops and stuff like that. So that's the only change I'm going to make right now. And we will see how that goes. And yeah, let's hop into the league. All right, we're on the draw for round number 1 against D. Neely. They like to play a lot of green decks. This hand is pretty slow, but I'm going to keep it. Let's see what we can do here. Here's a Marsh Flats. Let's see what they're playing. Maybe Energy. This looks a lot like Energy. Could be a Maverick deck, but I think fairly likely it's Energy, and they'll just take this Tameo. Yep. All right, so we have to decide whether we want to hold up for a follow-up discard spell or cast a Ponder, and I'm just going to cast a Ponder. They need to put a threat in play. If they cast another discard spell, our hand's pretty good against that. Daze is pretty good against what they're doing. We have Doomsday, or not Doomsday. We have Tameo plus Flip next turn. We have Daze if they play like a Najani, so I think that I'm incentivized to keep this. If they go land go and show Bowmaster, that's also pretty exciting for us. Wasteland's fine. There's the Ocelot. Okay, so now we have to dodge swords, but we have Tameo, Daze, and then Brainstorm next turn. We'll get a basic now. Let's get basic island, play Tameo. If they go land swords, it's pretty bad for us. If they don't go land swords, we're in really good shape. First, let's see if they have the land. They do have the land. I will Daze a threat here as well, like any real threat. Perfect. Gave me a Daze target. Now I can Daze this and then flip my Tameo. I'll block. They will get 1 token, but their token doesn't do anything because I'm flipping Tameo. That Cavern's not going to be good. We do want to flip Tameo to play around a future swords. Let's cast this Brainstorm. Let's put back Ponder underneath, or Cavernous Souls underneath Ponder. If they draw another Thoughtseize or a Therapy, I don't want that to get hit, because that's my best card in my hand. If they just go land, or they just go Ajani or something, it's pretty brutal, but it's okay. There's Ajani. They have to be able to flip it, which they can't currently. I mean, they're attacking, but nothing happens. I'm not going to play around another Wasteland from this juncture. I need to find a Dark Ritual or a Doomsday anyway, so let's just go land, fetch. Let's get an Underground Sea. Let's cast Ponder. Force of Will plus Teferi. Neither of those are particularly good in this situation. I think I'm just going to shuffle. That's even worse. Veil does stop therapy Thoughtseize, but so maybe I should have fetched a green source, but I think it's fine. They're going to surveil here. We need to dodge like a therapy. A therapy would be their best possible. They put Voice of Victory in the graveyard. Okay. Noteworthy Voice of Victory tokens do attack through Tamiyo. They have another Wasteland. Okay. Well, right now their board doesn't beat me, so it's not the worst. This Tamiyo is going to get to ultimate at some point here. Guide of Souls doesn't change that because they don't have creatures. Voice of Victory plus Guide of Souls is actually pretty solid against what I have going on, so it's interesting that they didn't keep it, but sometimes they just don't. So Tamiyo's 2 turns from ultimate. 2 more turns. Bowmasters here is pretty bad for me. I'll play Flooded Strand plus Tamiyo and pass. I need to dodge a way to make multiple creatures because they have no energy right now, so they need like 2-for-1s. Or they need a therapy. Therapy is still their best draw, so it's like therapy and then 2-for-1s. I will fetch and draw, I think. I'm not beating a Bowmaster anyway from this spot, so... I mean, I'm not... Like, the only way I'm beating Bowmaster is with Doomsday from this spot, so I'm okay eating it to a Bowmaster here. Plus, they're incentivized to play it here. Although, I guess not really, because they can't get 3 energy from it. So Tamiyo pluses to 8, goes to 7, and then ults. We'll get Underground Sea. Let's see if they found a Bowmaster. They did. Okay. They're targeting Tamiyo. Makes sense. We can Teferi minus on the Bowmaster token or on the Guide of Souls. Maybe it's on the... I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we draw. Dark Ritual. Okay, that's really good. So we can plus this, play Teferi plus, and then go for something next turn. I think I like that. They still only have 2 power. If they play a creature, they'll have 4 power, but they can't kill either of the Planeswalkers. We have Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Cantrip. Thoughtseize, take Ponder, Dark Ritual. I guess they could take Veil. Veil protects me post Doomsday, but Ponder's definitely the best card in there. They have no creature. That's good for us. That means they can deal 2 damage. Or are they going to send it? One of the Planeswalkers. Which one? Tamiyo? Tamiyo. Okay. What are they swords? They targeted cat token. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. I'm just gonna plus both of these again and play this out to surveil. They need a creature to put some more pressure on these planeswalkers. They didn't find one. Or they found Bowmaster. They're sending these just at Tameo. Okay, we'll surveil. This just stays at parity with Tameo. We can minus on Bowmasters with Teferi next turn. I probably will do that. They kept it on top. Let's surveil. And let's see if we can win. That's not good. All right, I'm going to minus on Bowmasters. I'm going to minus on Brainstorm. I'm going to cast Brainstorm here. We'll put back Cavern, Petal. We'll fetch, Trop, cast Consider. We'll put Force in the graveyard. And then pass. They can kill Tameo here. They can Bowmasters. I'm going to play out the Petal so I can cycle twice off Bowmasters if I want to. Hexing Squelcher, okay. Let's see if they also kill Teferi. They probably will. I'm going to Veil here. I'm going to... I can't force it. I'm going to Veil again. Yeah, this is one of the problems with this 4-color deck. We have 29 cards left and we haven't seen a Doomsday. They'll almost assuredly kill both the Planeswalkers. So Orc Army can kill Teferi. Any 1-drop can kill Tameo, and then they can deal 6, 7 to me. They're not killing Tameo. Interesting. Oh, this one. Okay, they are killing Tameo. That makes sense. Maybe that was too risky to minus and pick up, but I think that eventually I'm going to be in a tough spot, so that was my thought process, but so I need to brainstorm into third Veil cantrip. Third Veil cantrip Doomsday. Whew. We almost did it. But we are dead. That pedal needed to be a cantrip. All right. We got killed game 1. It took us like almost 35 cards to hit the Doomsday. All right, so what do we want in this matchup? We want our removal. We want our blue blasts, and I think that's it. Oh, it looks like I didn't register the change to Dothy. Oh well. Okay. What do we not like? What do we not like? We don't like Veil. Well, actually, on the play, Veil's probably fine. I think Teferi's pretty bad. And I don't think Lotus Petals are bad. Maybe Daze is a little not great. Yeah, I'll cut some Dazes. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try and do a little bit better. I think we can do better than this. That's better. So we can go put Thoracle back, Trop, Tameo, Daze, something. A Dark Ritual off the top would be sick. A cantrip would also be fine. All right, let's go land Tameo. We'll Daze whatever they do, whether it's removal spell, whether it's Thoughtseize, Therapy. Only thing we won't Daze is a 1-drop because we have this Prismatic ending. Marsh Flats, okay. See if it's red or black, it's black. There's the Thoughtseize. I'll Daze that. Brainstorm's a good draw. Let's attack. I'm throwing out this Trop because I don't want my black source to get wastelanded. They do play Pyroblast post board. They also do have Squelcher. We can kill Squelcher with this. Put the Doomsday underneath the Prismatic ending. Plus this. If they Thoughtseize us again, then we can draw the second Doomsday. If they don't, then we can fetch it away. Guide of Souls, okay. So now we can go fetch land, scrub land, kill this Guide of Souls. And then we can plus our Tameo. We have Veil to ult our Tameo through a Bowmaster. Wasteland's good. I'll let it go. They could Thoughtseize us now. That would be pretty brutal. Bowmaster, okay. So we need to draw a green source. We'll plus this. Therapy, okay. The game named Veil of Summer. I have removal spells in my deck as well. Force or Veil of Summer. Okay. Okay. I think I am going to draw. They'll name Doomsday. Okay. I'll let Tamio take one here. It doesn't change the clock. It does give them an energy. But I need a removal spell for this Bowmaster. Swords is great. So I can plus this, Swords the Bowmaster, and then ult Tamio. If they have another 2 creatures, then I'm in trouble. If they don't have 2 creatures, then I can ult Tamio here. Yeah, okay. So I think I have to hit the Bowmasters and then hope to do something else good. Let's see if they put it on the Bowmaster. They put it on the token. Okay, well, let's Swords the Bowmaster. And then this will hit Tamio. Okay, let's Ponder. Six. Okay. I think I'm gonna shuffle this. Let's cast Brainstorm. We'll plus Tamio. This breaks even with Tamio right now, so we do have to find something. They're currently breaking even with Tamio with their attacks. We can Veil this. And then we can Doomsday minus on Brainstorm. Does that work? Can minus on Swords and Doomsday. I think I'm going to minus on Swords and Doomsday. One, two, three, four, five. Hold on. If I just plus in Doomsday. All right. Plus Doomsday, plus pass. And then I can Doomsday next turn. Another Ajani. That's a problem. They don't have a red permanent, so that's good for me. They can put counters on cats. That doesn't really do anything. Oh, if they make another cat, then they can pump something again. They can put Tammy to 1. Oh, they dealt it to me. Interesting. Okay. So we can now pick up Veil. Huh. What if we Doomsday, then ult Tamio? Doomsday. Ult Tamio into Edge LED. Consider away Street Wraith. Draw Thassa's Oracle. What does this look like? Or consider away something. So I go to 5. Then I go to 3. Then I go to 2. Okay. This should work. Thassa, Force, Consider, LED, Edge, ult Tamio. And then I'll go to 1. This beats Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Got game number 2 against Energy. Let's go to game number 3. Veils on the draw are a lot worse, but I think I'm still going to keep them in. This hand seems fine. They can't Bowmaster on 1. If they thought Seize Me, they kind of have to take a bad card. Like Dark Ritual or Petal. And if I draw Doomsday and they just cast Cat, then I get to win. Thoughtseize, okay. They'll probably take Dark Ritual. It's the most powerful card in the hand. I could have forced this, but I think that's okay. I think I can... Although the red means they're probably going to play Squelcher next turn, so maybe I should have considered forcing this a little bit more. I think I should have considered forcing more. Okay. Let's cast Brainstorm. There's the Doomsday and the Thassa's Oracle. Let's put back Thassa's Oracle, and let's put back Flooded Strand, and let's just go Petal, Dark Ritual, Doomsday. Let's just build a... Let me see what this looks like. So if they just go Squelcher, I want to be able to cycle into a win. So I'm going to do this. Put Street Wraith. Say done. And we can cast Brainstorm if we need to. If they Wasteland us. So we can go like Island, Cavern, Thassa, Edge, Street Wraith. So they can't Flute us. Flute doesn't win. They could Thoughtseize into Blast. Squelcher means I can just cycle into win now. I'm happy with this decision because it accounted for the fact that they were likely going to Squelcher here. That's just what made sense based on the cards they based on the lands they played. Okay, so we got match number 1 against Energy. Let's go into the next one. All right, back for round number 2. We are on the draw. I do not know what this person plays. We opened a good one. We have a cantrip to help find Doomsday. We have counter magic, and we have fast mana in the form of Dark Ritual. So this hand's fine. Let's keep it. Flooded Strand strategy. We'll play Ponder off of Trop. It seems less scary. There's the Doomsday and another blue card. So let's pick up the Ponder. No. Yeah, let's pick up the Ponder because the Ponder is better post Doomsday. And Surveil end step should tell us what we're playing against. Trop Ponder looks like a Beans deck. So chances are they're not going to keep a good card like Force of Will against us. No information. We have double Force Protected Kill. I'm going to just play out the Underground Sea. I want the extra card in my Doomsday pile. I'll just counter everything. Like, not a Brainstorm, but I would counter a Spell Pierce, obviously. Doomsday. Another Brainstorm. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm not going to put a land in the pile because I'm just going to make a Cavern Oracle. I guess I could put Teferi to beat Consign. Okay. You've convinced me. And by you, I mean myself. I've convinced myself. Okay, so I'm going to pass twice with 2 Force of Wills. This is one of the things with the slower Doomsday deck that you do a little bit more. Let's put the Tundra on bottom. Then let's go Cavern, Thassa, Teferi, Street Wraith. And then we'll play Teferi next turn with double Force backup. I just don't feel like there's a reason against a blue-white deck to lose to main deck Consign. We don't play Thoughtseize, so that's the way we beat it, is with Teferi. All right, Prismatic Vista. Ponder's fine. They may not be a Consign deck, but this is one of the things that people kind of look at, right? I just made a post where it's like mana in your pile to cast the win condition first, which is Thoracle, mana to cast it, which we have in play / Cavern of Souls / the Tundra. And then how fast are they going to kill you? This deck's not going to kill you quickly. So with double Force of Will backup, we may as well put a Teferi in there to take out random outs like Consign to Memory. They shuffle. Okay. So we will cycle into Teferi. Fetch Tundra, cast Teferi. And their counter magic doesn't work after this either, so we just get to fight for free over it. If they give us something to daze, we'll daze it. I actually am not going to do anything with that. That's fine. I'm just going to plus. We'll plus. And then we'll win next turn. They can't counter back, so our Force of Will on their back to basics is also going to be good enough. They'd need a third color to cast Pending. We can also just force that again. They're attacking Teferi. It's fine. We have this Ponder. We don't need to draw. I don't care about Thunder Trap rather. Oh, it's Wizards. Okay. They got Ponder. Yeah, so this beats Flame of Anur too. All right, so let's just ponder into Thassa's Oracle. Okay, cool. Got game number 1. Let's go into the sideboard and see what we like. Red elemental or blue elemental blast is good against flame, so we probably want one of those to put in the pile. Shieldred's interesting. Carpet's interesting. They have Snapcaster, so Spellbomb's also a little bit interesting. I think I'm going to cut Petals for Carpets. And then on the draw, I'm going to cut some Dazes. We still have one to put in our pile to beat Flame of Anura as well. Let's try this. All right. So this hand is fine, not great. It's just a lot of do nothing. Now I'm very likely to just fire off this Tameo, because if they swords it, I have another one. And I can flip it off 2 cantrips next turn. They could pyro it, they can swords it. It's fine. If I get a clue off it, that's bonus. If I don't get a clue off it, then that's also fine. Here's the plains. Maybe Thunder Trap. Or Blast. Lavinia. Okay. I did not bring in a removal for Lavinia, so that's semi-problematic. Probably should have considered Lavinia. Let's ponder. I think I'll take this blue blast. I'm probably not going to use it right now, but I will take it. Let's cast another ponder. I will hold it up for like a future turn. Carpet Tameo. Okay, so we can consider away the Tameo. So Carpet, Tameo, Tundra, no. Flip this and plus it. And then we can pass. This Carpet could be good if we don't get back to basics tier. I'm considering dazing a back to basics, to be honest. Okay, Teferi. And I'm not dazing. It doesn't get countered, but it would pick up a land to untap it. Okay, Teferi's fine. They made me pick up the clue. This is the one downside of doing it the way I did is because of Teferi, now I can't upkeep Consider to get rid of the Tameo. So I'm going to cast Consider, and we'll get rid of the Carpet of Flowers. We'll cast Brainstorm before Tameo because we don't want to flip another Tameo. Okay. Put back Tameo Sasa. And then I will get basic island here. And cast another Tameo. And then we'll just plus this. They have 5 cards in their hand. They can kill Tameo, attack Tameo. Ponder, okay. They're looking for a Pyroblast probably, or an ending. We can flip Tameo off Clue plus Ponder. So if they do remove this Tameo, we can flip the next one. They did not shuffle. Looks like they might flame. Flame or back to basics. Oh, Thunder Trap. Okay. Looking for a blast. That's why they left up red. We can not counter a blast because it's a fairy, unfortunately. I don't think they found a Pyroblast. They would have taken it quicker than that. Yeah, not bringing an answer to Lavinia is tough. We do just have to survive one more turn, though, to ult this Tameo. So if they do whiff here, that's nice. They're going to Ponder. Oh, they might have already had the Pyro. Yeah, it looks like they already had the Pyro. Let's cast Ponder. Dark Ritual Doomsday is interesting. We can edge, pick up edge. Okay, what happens if we edge, pick up edge? Make green. I'm just going to plus this and attack. Or not attack, actually. I am going to attack. Because I don't plan to ult this Tameo. I could, but I don't plan on it. I plan on just being able to Doomsday. They Ponder and stuff. Oh, right. It has... everything has flash or whatever. All right, let's see if they find the blast or they shuffle. Or ending, rather. Oh, I could have dazed that. No, I couldn't. They have Teferi in play. But I could have hard cast through Lavinia. That's what I was thinking. They didn't shuffle. Could just be a Flame of Anur. Let's see. Mountain. Flame. Draw 2, deal 5. Do they have a blast or an ending? If they don't, then I can go for like a Veil Protected kill now. Yeah, maybe just pushing Tamio to ult was better. Pick up Doomsday, pick up another Veil. I'm going to plus this and pass again. If they're really in the dirt, they might minus Teferi next turn for another card. I think I played this game poorly. That's okay, though. We still, if they do minus Teferi, then this Daze and this Red Blast or Blue Blast are live. So if they minus Teferi into a Blue Blast, that's not good enough. Fourth Arlingus. Oh, Lorien revealed. Sure. They're just dead. No. They might have found a ending or a blast now. Looks like they did. No. Interesting. Okay. They did not find ending or blast, so we get to ult this Tamio. I don't think they play Stifle. Oh, they're consigning the trigger so they can deal 2 to it. That's cute. That is desperation. Okay, I wonder if we put him on needing double force here. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting draw. I'm going to plus this and cast the Shieldred. Let's get a force out of their hand if they have it. They could also minus Teferi on it. They'll force. So now if they have back to basics, I'm in a lot of trouble. Or back to basics plus an answer to this Tamio. They didn't have an answer to Tamio last turn, though. Flame, draw 2 cards. Yeah. Here's the ending. Okay. Now I need a green source for this Veil. All right, let's draw off edge. Let's cast Doomsday. Or let's cast Shieldred. We really need a green source for this carpet of flowers. Or we can just fire off a veil. Snapcaster Flame. Oh, Snapcaster Ponder. Okay. Yeah, our mana didn't cooperate very well. I wonder if this veil, if this carpet survives and we make green, can we win? Okay, let's try it. Let's carpet. Fawn. Okay. This Teferi's just been really tough. I think I'm going to play Shieldred and see if they don't have a swords in their hand. Or a Force of Will. Like they have another Force of Negation. They have the swords. Another Lorien. Oh, Thunder Trap. Okay. Brainstorm. Pyroblast. Huh. Let's Veil. They'll force. Let's Veil again. All right, I'm out this game. Yeah, I don't like how I played that game. I think that I should have either minused Tamio earlier without giving them so much time to find an answer to it, or I should have. Yeah, that's probably what I should have done. They know about carpets, so I'm just going to bring petals back in. And I think I'm going to bring in dazes, a couple dazes, and cut like a Veil of Summer or two. Let's try this. Let's try this. Not the best hand, but I'm going to keep it. Underground Sea Tameo. Again, I won't force to protect it because I have another one. All right, let's go Underground Sea Tameo. If they force, I'll force back. And I'll pitch this Blue Blast. Just because that puts them down to 4 cards. And it means they don't have a swords in their hand. And if I draw a land, then I get to start drawing clues, which I kind of need. Yeah, we'll force pitch Blast. Okay. Let's see if they draw a removal spell. They did not. Okay. Let's get our attack in. Let's find a land. Perfect. Say go. We could guess Doomsday next turn, but I think that I would rather flip Tameo and put pressure on them. We can build ourselves to this Veil Protected Doomsday next turn. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's put back these. Play land, say go. If they cast a removal spell on it, I will brainstorm now. Otherwise, I will just surveil here. All right, I'm going to attempt to cast Doomsday now. I'm going to put 2 more lands in my pile just to beat a back to basics. One of them is going to be for Teferi. So I'm going to get Teferi, Scrubland. I guess I'll get Tundra. Thassa, Cavern. Petal. Let me see what this looks like. So I need 2. I think this is fine. So Thassa, Cavern, Petal, Tundra, Teferi Tundra. I can Brainstorm and then Veil Protect the Teferi next turn. They can blast this, that's fine. It's actually better if they blast this for me. I'm gonna force this. And then I can go Teferi Veil. This Petal protects me against Flame of Anor. If they flame me, I can Veil it. It can't be blasted. All right, let's cast Teferi. I can Veil. It doesn't draw a card, which is good. Then I can just minus. And cast Thassa. Awesome. We got match number 2 against Wizards. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, back for round number 3. We opened an okay hand. We can lead on Surveil. We have Doomsday to work towards, and we have a Brainstorm if we find another blue card to try and help find a Dark Ritual to speed us up. We also have 4 Lotus Petals in our deck, so there's a decent chance we can put a turn 2 Doomsday on the stack. Let's see what we can do. Looks like a Chalice. I think I'll let a Chalice resolve, to be honest. Yeah, I'm actually going to not fetch either. So I'm not going to fetch because I don't want to get Wastelanded. And now I can just cast turn 2 Doomsday. And I have Force still. All right, let's cast Doomsday. Let's put 2 Cyclers in Thassa's Oracle. That's the first step. And then the rest, we could put a Cavern and we could put a Lotus Petal just to give us blue mana in case somehow we get Blood Mooned. Let's try this. So let's just go Cavern, Petal, Thassa, Edge, Street Wraith, and pass. All right. What are they doing here? Maybe a blood moon? Okay. Yeah, if they have Magus, we can beat that still. Oh, they don't have it's Eldrazi. Okay. So there's no Magus. Let's see what they do. Grim Monolith into Thought-Knot Seer, maybe? Okay. If it's a command, I can still force it. And if it's a Thought-Knot, I'm just going to cycle and win, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, Thought-Knot's fine. And then we'll just untap, cycle, win. Take the force, pass the turn, cycle, cycle, Thoracle. And we'll go to game number 2. All right, so sideboarding against Eldrazi. This one's a tough one for the 4-color deck. Let's bring in the Pendings. Let's bring in the Fawns. And let's cut the Veils. And let's cut a Daze on the draw. Is there anything else that we want? I think Shieldred with the red guy is not good enough anymore, so I think we're just going to have to send it back like this and see how it goes. All right, so we opened a turn 2 Teferi. It's probably going to be too slow, but we also opened a turn 2 Doomsday potentially. I'm going to keep it. This also does have some interaction against Chalice-Song 1 with Teferi bounce, so I think we'll keep it and see. All right, they're not doing anything. Let's surveil. Prismatic Ending is interesting, but I don't think I need it anymore since I have Teferi to answer the Chalice. Let's see if they cavern out the red guy. If they had Ancient Tomb, they would have used it, so it's something to consider. Like, they could just go second normal land plus Chalice, which I think I would let resolve at this point. And then I'll just cast Teferi and plus it. Ancient Tomb, interesting. I guess they weren't playing around Days. This is interesting. Now they're playing around Days with a 4-drop. Okay. Looks like a command. We'll play a Teferi. They'll cast it in response here. We'll just plus this Teferi. It could get clapped by the haste guy, but I think that's fine. So they'll make 3 tokens, draw a card. They're just trading even on the 3 tokens with this Grim Monolith though, so it's not the worst for me. I could daze it if they don't keep a mana floating. So they're actually trading down. I think I will daze it, honestly. Okay, they're gonna play around daze. That's fine. Let's see what they do with these cards. They put them both on top. That's scary. They're going to flute. No. Okay. Well, if they use all 3, it's something that's dazeable. Is it another command for 1? That's fine. We'll put this in play and plus it. And then we'll just pass. Can make them pick up a Chalice. If we find we need Dark Ritual plus Doomsday here. So we have to like draw a Dark Ritual or Doomsday, and then we can minus to get into the pile. And see what they play here. They have a lot of mana, but no colored mana. So they can't play like the haste guy. They could play like Fleshraker. They could play Thought Knot Seer. Okay, we'll let the Thought Knot Seer go. We can bounce Thought Knot Seer to draw an extra card. They might have to take this daze depending on what their plan is, but maybe not. Like if they have Smasher, they'll take daze. If they don't have Smasher, then they'll probably just take the Ponder. Yeah. So they do not have Smasher. Double Thought Knot Seer. Okay. They'll take second Teferi. So we do have to be careful if we let them... Oh, do they have the haste guy off the pedal? No, they don't. Okay. So we do have to be careful if we draw a card. We have to cast it. Brainstorm's a good one. Let's cast Brainstorm. All right. I think... I think I'm going to minus this Teferi on Thought Not Seer. Since I just fetched, there's the Doomsday. That's a problem. Okay. So now they can Thought Not again and take the Doomsday. But we do have a Ponder to get some more looks at stuff. They'll play Thought Not first. They'll take the Doomsday. Did they draw anything else scary? No, just land. It that heralds, okay. Doesn't change anything right now. Let's see what the last card in hand is. Untap Grimmonolith, okay. So this will attack Teferi. Probably. They could wait till next turn to attack Teferi, but then they have to send multiple creatures at it. Just going to let it all go. All right, what do we got? Let's ponder. There's a Doomsday and a Brainstorm. Okay. Let's play land and try and make it so we don't die. I think the best way not to die is keep Tameo back. Because if they play the haste guy, they're going to be doing a lot of damage. Need to avoid another Thought Not Seer. If we can avoid another Thought Not Seer, then we should be taking home this match. I don't care about that. What's the last card in their hand? They haven't played it. It's probably not another command. It could be a flute. But they would have played that already, I think, on Doomsday. I think they would have played it on Doomsday. Okay. Casting another Eldrazi spell. I hope we're not dead. Oh, they're searching. Another Thought Not Seer. We can daze that. Linebreaker. They can't cast it this turn. They can cast it next turn. Oh, they have the red land. Okay. I think we're still surviving this, but it's close. I don't actually know. 12. No, we're not. Because this is what, 11 by itself? $20. Yeah, 21. Something like that. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. They got me. Let's go to game number 3. It was a good That red source in their hand was strong. Let's open a fast Doomsday. Okay, we're on the play for game number 3 against Eldrazi. We opened an answer to... We opened a Tamiyo and answer to Chalice. It's not a great hand, but it's okay. I think I will get an island, so I don't just get wastelanded there on 5. I think on 5 they are likely to try and keep a Chalice if they can. It's something that like buys them time back into the game. A mull of the 5 also means that maybe we're supposed to play into Wasteland, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's just play Island. Play Tamiyo. I'll play Petal to play around Chalice on 0. Drawing Doomsday would obviously be sick. Ancient Tomb. Petal. Let's see if it's Line Breaker or Chalice. We can ending either of those. Line Breaker. Okay. I think we might need to ending that to just to buy us time. Oh, command. That's pretty awful for us, huh? Okay. Let's find a Doomsday. That's another Dark Ritual. Not very good. Okay. If we get Thought Not Seared, it's not great for us. If we surveil a Doomsday, we can still Doomsday, but not ideal. Courtyards. Let's see what they play. Okay, at that Heralds. They'll send in for 1. Let's see if they spend the mana post-combat. They do. I know they're It That Heralds. Okay. They missed a point of damage, but it's probably not going to matter. Let's surveil. We'll keep a Brainstorm. Let's cast Brainstorm. Okay. Let's put back Prismatic Ending and Dark Ritual. Let's ponder. Let's shuffle. Let's ponder. Let's play land. Let's say go. In a pinch, I can cycle into Force of Will. Otherwise, I can just fetch end step, so I can give myself more looks at Doomsday. Okay. Did I put Force of Will or Force of Negation on top? I might have made a mistake. I wasn't paying enough attention. So if this is Line Breaker, it's 6, 9, 12. I think I would just let it go and say I have to find a Doomsday this turn. I'm under the gun anyway. Command. Okay. Command, draw a card. They put one on bottom. We'll take our 6. Then we'll fetch. And then we'll see if we can find a Doomsday and a bunch of cards. Okay. Let's get another black source. Just another Underground Sea is fine. Doomsday. Nope. Nope. I should have kept the Teferi over the second Dark Ritual. We got one more turn. Oh, this land is dead. Yeah, that was a mistake to keep it. Because they're going to attack for 8. So I can't actually fetch. Alright, we have one turn to draw a Doomsday. Now we need a cantrip into it. We still need to find Brainstorm into Doomsday plus cantrip. Still dead. Because we're taking 2. Yeah, GG's. See you guys in round number 4. All right, welcome back for round number 4. We are on the play. We opened a good one. Let's keep. Let's ponder looking for another black source, and then we can force or force/daze protect Doomsday. If we find a Dark Ritual, we can obviously do it all now. If it's just a land, then we can do it next turn. We're going to shuffle these. There's the land. They're F6, so I don't know what they're playing, but Likely, we will be able to Doomsday next turn, unless we get Wastelanded. It's oops. Okay. Do they have the Pact? I'm going to play around the Spirit Guide. If they have the Pact, then I'm dead. They don't. Okay. Let's see if we can find a Cycler maybe for days. Okay. So let's hope they don't have Reanimate. And let's cast Doomsday. If they have Reanimate, I'm dead. So I'm just going to put Thassa 2 Cyclers and something cool you can do. It doesn't matter here, but I'm going to show you just so it's kind of a learning point, is we can put Consider Land on top. So if they mill us, we can put Consider Land, then Cycler, then Oracle. So if they decide to mill us in response, like just go something mill us, then we can, it'll mill our land, our Consider in our land, and we'll draw the Cyclers into Thassa. Whereas if we do it without that and they mill us, then they'll mill our combo. So we have the extra lands, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to put Consider on top, land underneath it. I'll mill away the land, and then we'll go from there. I lose to a Reanimate. I beat everything else. All right, we'll Consider away the land and then draw Thoracle. Or draw Cyclers into Thoracle. This does beat the, like if they had rituals into the removal spell, Fell to Profane, it doesn't work because we'll have no library. It is something to consider against this deck. It doesn't come up very often, but if it's free to play around, you might as well play around it. So we got game number 1 against Oops All Spells. This is a matchup where the Dothies not being Dothies, which is what I intended in the beginning, hurts us quite a bit. So we have these Spell Bombs, which are definitely worse than Dothi. So yeah, let's cut Cavernous Souls. Let's cut some Teferis. They're slow. We can probably just cut all the Teferis. And let's send it back. Veil on the draw is not exciting. Veil plus Force on the play is exciting. So let's see what we can do. We open double Force. Let's keep. We still need to cobble together a Doomsday, but that we can do that eventually. Maybe leaving one Teferi in case they like Thoughtseize Reanimate or Thassa. Maybe that's too much of a corner case to care about, but in theory, if they Thoughtseize Reanimate or Thassa, we actually don't have a way to win. They're on 5 cards. This is not the hand you want to keep against a 5-card hand because it's reactive, but it gives them plenty of time. We also can't play out our Thassa because we can't pick it up, so we can never put our Thassa in play. Likewise, after we resolve Doomsday, we would have to force to protect our hand. So it's worth considering, but I don't think you can throw back a double forcible hand against them. We'll let them Thoughtseize us. They'll take one of our forces. Tamia would be an excellent draw. Cantrip's also good. I mean, there's only two choices, right? Daze or Force. I guess they could take Thassa, but it doesn't really do anything. Dark Ritual's a great draw because now it makes Doomsday a good draw. So we have Daze plus Force to protect us. They know about all the counter magic, so... yeah, I would be surprised if that entered untapped. We'll play the Tundra because they know about it, and then we'll pass. We now have Hardcast Force, or Hardcast Daze. I don't like my position in this game. I'll play out Scrubland. It's another natural black in case they thought seize my Dark Ritual. We can use Dark Ritual to Hardcast Force if we want to. We'll let this go. I'm just going to Daze this. And if they pay with Spirit Guide, then I'll counter it again. They don't. There's the Doomsday. Okay. So let's go Dark Ritual Doomsday. We do have to Force to protect our hand now. So if they have double discard spell, we would lose to that. We could put another Dark Ritual Doomsday in our pile just in case. It's kind of free. So we'll put a Dark Ritual Doomsday. Consider... and then we'll just have a Veil just because it beats the removal spell. So we'll put Doomsday, Dark Ritual, Veil, Street Wraith, consider, play out this land, and say go. And now we basically have to force anything they do. This time I will force to play around Spirit Guide. I don't care about like Boggart Trawler. I do care about any other big things. Yeah, we'll force this. Let's see if they have Pact. They do. Okay. All right. Well, we lost game 2. That hand was a little bit of a trap, as I kind of stated at the very beginning, just because we gave them so much time. This is turn 5 or something like that. I think that I'm just going to send it back and hope that this is good enough. On the draw, Veil, Spellbomb. I mean, on the play, Veil plus Spellbomb are both a lot better. We still have all of our counter magic. We still have fast Doomsdays, so... We will play first. We opened a turn 1 Spellbomb, turn 2 Doomsday. We'll keep. We could turn 1 Doomsday, but it's soft to anything they do. I am aware I could lose my Doomsday to a discard spell, but I think that that's better than just dying. The question is whether we play out these Lotus Petals or not. And I think if we get discarded, we're going to lose them anyway, so I'm fine just keeping them in my hand. Because if I lose my Doomsday and I ponder into a Brainstorm or something, or draw Brainstorm, I may want to put them back. I may not need both of them. So I think playing them out is just a waste. They're going down to 6. To 5. The lower they go, the more likely that they have like a slow hand with Thoughtseize or just a fast hand with no protection. Spellbomb, we'd either obviously rather them have a slow hand with no protect or a fast hand with no protection. But let's just play out this Spellbomb and pass. If this was a Dothy, it would be much better. This kind of just showcases why I want them to be Dothys. They'll pay 3 and Thoughtseize us. No, they're not. Okay. So now we can Doomsday and ponder into something. Is there anything worth pondering into is the question. Probably not. So they can mill us. Let's see. We could ponder into a Daze. It's not the worst. Spellbomb, LED, Thoracle, Ponder. What does this look like? So this looks like we ponder into Daze. Then we draw LED, use LED to crack Lion's Eye Diamond for blue, cast Ponder. So I think this Street Wraith just needs to be a land. And we'll put land above Thassa's Oracle. Okay, so let's try this. This protects us from getting milled by them, depending on when they fire it off. So we'll go Thassa, land, ponder, LED, Daze. We'll ponder into the Daze. And then we'll have ponder, Lion's Eye Diamond, land. Okay, this should work. So now we have a little bit of protection. We have protection from them comboing us. We have a little bit of protection from them like comboing by targeting us. If it's the spy that just targets, then we just let it resolve. Well, no, because we can't cast it. I think I made a mistake here. I needed to put the land 1 up because if they target us then we're going to be milled all the way down to Thoracle, and we don't have double blue. So this was a little bit of a mistake. I needed to put Lion's Eye Diamond below the land, I think. I think that I'm going to lose this because I think I played poorly. Like, I think I like the concept of my pile with the land in it, but I don't think that I executed that land pile well. Because if they just target me, then it mills till I mill a land, so I just draw the last card in my deck, which is Thassa. And I can not cast Thassa. If they play the 3-mana guy and they wait, then I might be okay. Yeah, I did this so well, but not quite well enough. Let's see if they think they're dead and just concede. They don't. Okay. Yeah, we messed up that pile a little bit. So, not horrible, but clearly like just beyond what I needed to think through. So I thought through the land in there. I just needed the Lion's Eye Diamond below the land. Because if the Lion's Eye Diamond was below the land, then I can use the Lion's Eye Diamond to make the blue mana I need, and then I can cycle the Spell Bomb into Thassa's Oracle. Cool. Well, let's see if we can win the last one. All right, we're on the draw for the last round. We opened a turn 1 Doomsday. This Vendilion, I think, is, what's his name? Shota, maybe? Probably blue-black. This hand is pretty soft into blue-black. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Hand's also soft into Ancient Tomb. Chalisang 1 is going to be a problem. We only have one black land. Okay. So we get to cast Doomsday, but it gets complicated after that. Let's see if they have Flute. This pause makes me think Flute. No. Okay. So let's build Thought Knots here just kills us because we can't get rid of this. Oh, they have a force. Okay. Sink into Stupor. Okay. That's cool. Sink into Stupor. So it's probably Affinity. Chalice on 1. Sure. Bauble. Okay, it is Affinity. I can play this Thassa out because I can just Teferi it. So I think I will. My hand is pretty garbage against a Chalisang one. I do have this considered a pitch to this Force of Will. They do know about the Force of Will. I would love a Teferi. I don't want any of those. I basically need Teferi or lands plus Doomsday. Bauble's fine. They're missing blue mana. There's the blue mana. I'll probably counter a blue spell like Emery. They see Tundra. Yeah, they don't want to play their Emery into a known force. It makes sense. They're not under pressure yet. And their Emery is their only powerful card in their hand. They do have 2 Ancient Tombs, so I am going to attack, even though it's kind of a meme in this deck. There's no Murktides or anything. It's technically possible that we attack 12 times or something. Okay, Bauble. It's just air. They could play Kappa. And then they could follow up Kappa with Emery. Yeah, here's a Kappa. Nice thing about this is it is taking their life total down. They have to use the pedal for blue. That's probably what they're making a mistake with right now. The pedal needs to make blue mana. They have to pay a blue for Kappa. It's funny that they don't want to tap this Ancient Tomb because they're scared of... Okay, here they go. All right, well, let's force it. See if they have a force. They don't. Okay. Can this Thas attack 11 times? Who knows? Tune in to find out. There's another land. It's a Surveil land, which is nice. I need to find Doomsday plus a 3rd black land. Or Teferi plus Dark Ritual plus Doomsday. We need to hope they whiff on blue. They see Cavern. Okay. Let's Surveil. what I wouldn't give for a Murktide right now. That's one of the 2 cards we need. So we'll keep it. And then we just need a black land. I'm going to play out the Cavernous Souls because sometimes they play Flute. And if they play Flute, a black land lets me cast Doomsday through Flute. So I am going to play this out. They also already know about it. Their life total is dwindling. An automaton will stem the bleeding. If they have a Force of Will now, I probably can't win anymore. Drawing Teferi into Black Source would be sick. Days works. I think I'm going to do it. So I can hold priority here. I can ponder. I can daze my ponder. And then I can go land Doomsday. I think it's worth it. We're not going to pay. Gets countered. Land Doomsday. If they have another Force, so be it. They don't. So we need Teferi to pick up our Thassa. I'm just going to put another Teferi in there in case they find a Force next turn. And then the last card doesn't really matter. We can just put another land so we can beat a Flute. So we'll go like... Oops. Oh, no, Thassa's in play. Okay. So we'll go like... Teferi, Edge, land, Teferi, Street Wraith. And then we'll pass. Here's the Emery. Probably. They drew that for turn because they would have played it. So if they didn't have Force before, they don't have Force now. That's the good news. Here's a Kappa. I'll take the damage. If they had this Force and just sandbagged it, then good beats. So we'll cycle. We will Teferi. We'll pick up Thassa. We'll cast Thassa. And we'll take game number 1 versus Affinity. All right, let's go to post board. We want Prismatic Ending. We want Fawns. Shieldred's probably fine. And I think that's about it. What do we not want? Days is on the draw are really bad. And we can cut like basic island, and we can cut probably a Veil of Summer. Let's try this. All right, we opened Answers to Chalice, Answers to Protect Our Doomsday, and Doomsday itself. So this is fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Let's see if they Emery here. This looks like an Emery hand. Yeah, it is. So they don't have Kappa, or they probably wouldn't be using baubles. The Dark Ritual would be good here. So we'll surveil looking for Dark Ritual if we don't find it off the draw. We found it. We'll still surveil. I'll take a Lotus Petal. And we can protect Doomsday next turn. So let's see what they do. Ancient Tomb. We can Ending a Flute if they just like cold play Flute right here. If they play Automaton into Artifact, we should be okay on clock. Okay, Boots. Flashback on Mox Opal. Mox Opal, another Emery or Chalice? Chalice. Okay. Well, we have to hit the Chalice. We can get Scrubland, hit Chalice. If they force it, we can just hardcast Doomsday next turn. The nice thing about Ending is it doesn't let them play it again with Emery because it exiles it. It's also a nice, good force bait. If they have a force and they force it, then I can just cast Doomsday off lands next turn. Not playing out this Petal shows them that I might need the mana. All right, let's play out the Lotus Petal now. And so now we have Veil Protected Doomsday. So if we draw any cantrip, we can win next turn. can't bobble. So they need force plus the bounce one. Sink, sorry. They're playing Kappa. So now we need cantrip off of Veil or draw step. It's possible we die to this Kappa, but it's also possible they can't put together lethal from the spot. Shieldred's an interesting one. Okay. Let's Dark Ritual Doomsday. They'll force. We'll Veil. Another Dark Ritual lets us cast Shieldred. There's the force. Here's the Veil. Okay. So now they can attack for 7. We're at 9. So they need 5 plus boots is 6. Plus artifact off Emery. That's actually break even. Is 7. So yeah. They have to draw an artifact. Okay, so let's build this pile. We'll put the land on bottom. The Thassa, the Edge, the Street Wraith, and the Consider. And let's play out LED. And then let's pass. And let's dodge. I actually don't know if 1 artifact's enough. Because I think that just does 8. Because they have to tap Emery. So I think 1 artifact actually only does 8 damage. They could attack and then bobble into force plus blue card. That would beat me. They got Lotus Petal. 6, 7. Yeah, 1 artifact is only 8 from hand. This could be hardcast force. That's what it's kind of looking like. 5 mana. Yeah, hardcast force is problematic. Yep. Yeah, it is hardcast force. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be going to game 3. They targeted themselves to see if they were drawing a blue card, and they are. So they can equip boots to do the extra damage. That makes sense. At least that's my read of the situation. Is they had force, they played out hardcast force, they bobbled themselves seeing they had blue card on top, and they do have blue card on top. So now they can force pitch cast. Let's see if they have force. They do. That's why they're paused right here. Yep, that was a good top deck. And nice target themselves with bobble to check the blue card. We'll go to game number 3. there was no way to get down to Cavern plus Oracle without casting a spell, so that just is what it is. On the play, Daze is a little more interesting. Maybe over Shieldred, we're supposed to bring in 2 Dazes. Shieldred gets outclassed pretty quickly, but not 100% sure. Okay. We'll keep this. If we find a Dark Ritual, we could cast a Shieldred through the Cavernous Souls. That could be powerful. So let's get Underground Sea. And cast Ponder. I'd also take a Dark Ritual because then I could... There we go. Okay, because I can... then I can decide between Dark Ritual Shieldred or Dark Ritual Veil Doomsday. Let's see what their opener looks like and we could decide which one's better. There's a Saga. So Dark Ritual Doomsday is likely better. Although if they go Petal Chalice, that's a problem. They found Dark Ritual. So now we have to hope they don't have double force. But I think that I like Dark Ritual Doomsday here. Get a Trop. I think I like Dark Ritual Doomsday because I don't like my chances of being able to outclass Urza's Saga with Shieldred. I think that it's pretty unlikely that we can do that. Let's see if they have double force. If they have double force, though, it's a little better. Maybe that's less likely they have Ancient Tomb. But if they have Ancient Tomb also, we're in the dirt. At least probably. Yeah, they do have Ancient Tomb. Yikes. Okay. So we need another Dark Ritual here. That's a Sewers. All right, let's play the Sewers. We can put this into our graveyard. And now we have to just hope that they don't find any artifacts and that the Shieldred can do something because it's not looking like it's going to do a lot on the surface. If they have like a Mox Opal or another land, then they can get Boots. They might get Boots anyway. Because they can equip them next turn. And then we just have to hope that we draw some cantrips and we can race with Shieldred. They got Mox Opal. Okay. So we could see an Emery here. There's the Emery. Emery's very problematic. So I think we have to just play Shieldred and hope, unless we draw Doomsday. But if we draw Doomsday, we're still dead to 8. So let's just play this on Phyrexian and play Shieldred. We need them to whiff on an artifact so they can't make 5/5s and attack through. And then we need to draw some cantrips. Their baubles are a lot worse. Because their baubles make them take damage. So it's going to be hard for them to churn through their deck, which is good. But if they have artifact, that's gonna be tough from a life perspective, because then they're gonna attack for 10. Another Saga is also problematic. Basically have to draw Brainstorm here, I think, and hope they don't have an artifact from their hand, because an artifact just from Emery is not enough to attack through the Shieldred. Next turn it will be. Playing Chalice on 1 is also annoying, because cantrips are how I gain life. And if they Chalice on 1, then that's pretty bad for us. They could Flute Force here, or they could Chalice on 1. I think Chalice on 1's better. Double Force was brutal for the Doomsday. What'd they target? Chalice? Disruptor Flute. Okay. I mean, that's better than Chalice for me. I do have Prismatic Ending in my deck, which is nice. They can't attack. I need cantrip. Yeah, probably dead. Because they can just make another one and then they can crack for a bunch. They can crack for 12. Yeah, I think I have to chain like multiple Brainstorms to win this. So now if they Chalice, it's also too good for me to beat. Maybe another Shieldred so I can attack, they'll block, and then I can play another one. That might be a little bit okay, but it's looking pretty rough from here. They're going to play Bauble. Okay. They should attack for 12. Kappa? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Well, they're not attacking, so that's good for me. I'm going to... If I chain Brainstorms, I might be okay here. If I don't find any Brainstorms, though, I'm definitely dead. Maybe it's Brainstorm into another Shieldred is kind of what I need. I've just drawn only lands. So they're just going to lethal me here. All right, GG's.